guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. Grab the aloe, it's Spicy Friday. Let's talk about that. Today's episode is brought to you by the brand new CMMG CONTRA shirt. There's no school like the old school, and there's nothing more old school than NES. Hey kids, you're gonna have to Google this one. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA start. It's Contra, it's old, it's NES, and I love it. Y'all have also asked me 1,000 times about my Zelda shirt. Yep, it's also from CMMG. So for the Zelda or the Contra shirt or for tactical bacon, head over to cmmginc.com. Big thanks to CMMG for the new shirt. I just opened it a few minutes ago. I love old school stuff. Long live the 80s. Hey, to all of y'all, a big thumbs up from me, and thank y'all for every thumbs up. I appreciate every single one of them. Every comment down below is a lot of fun. So thank y'all for that. I would go through a pandemic any day with you patriots. Hey, it's Spicy Friday. I just kind of pay attention as the week goes on. I stack things up in my phone. I'm going to show them to you. Some I'll have comments on, some I won't. Some are too spicy. But whichever one is your favorite, let me know right down below. These are a lot of fun. I hope y'all been enjoying these as well. Up first is a tweet from Armani May. He says this: highest NBA salary, $40 million. Highest WNBA salary, $127,500. Something has to give. DC Drano says, LOL, have fun with that one at NBA. Yeah, the NBA loves being totally woke until it comes down to the almighty dollar. A lot of fun there. Also from at DC Drano, Rogan O'Hanley, Joe Biden says, wear a mask. Rogan O'Hanley says, don't touch kids. Washington Post is going to have to pay the Covington High School kid, y'all remember the kid with the smirk, going to have to pay over $250 million lawsuit. It's been settled. We don't know the actual final number. Nick Sandman is that kid that had the MAGA hat on, and he stood up to the Indian banging on the drum. Turns out that Indian is a whole bunch of stolen valor. I believe that's my understanding. Also, that one just broke just today. There was a previous one that broke. I think, don't hold me to this, it was either CNN or New York Times, one of those two. That lawsuit against them at $270 million, $270. That one's already been settled. The $251 was settled today. What a mess. All right, this next one is my meme. I made this just the other day. Y'all know those Portland people that have been getting disappeared. I made a meme about this one. Me wanting a new gun and my savings getting taken away. People got upset and they said, Johnny, this is too serious to joke about. These people were just protesting and the government, they disappeared them. You say protesting, I say looting, rioting, burning stuff to the ground, tearing down statues, and spray painting everything within sight. Next. Speaking of rioting and stuff, there was 15 shot at a Chicago funeral just recently. Terrible, absolutely terrible. And so the city solved that problem by taking down the statue of a guy that died 500 years ago. Good job, Chicago. Keep it up. This is from The Blaze. Joe Biden calls Trump the first racist president, apparently forgetting the ones who owned slaves. Racism is sort of an issue of the heart. I asked myself today who, in my opinion, is the most racist president. I don't know. I didn't know any of them or their hearts or where they stood. But I do know that Andrew Jackson probably is certainly a front runner for the most racist. He's one of my favorite presidents for a different reason. He's complicated. He had a duel about 6 miles in that direction right over there, a real duel. The dude was a grown man, but probably a wiggle, just a wiggle, more racist than our current president. But what do I know? Trail of tears. Dr. Fauci, he was blasted for taking off his mask at the Nationals ballpark after his terrible first pitch. Y'all see his pitch, it was awful. He's an old doctor. We'll give him some slack on the pitch, but not on the mask. What does he do as soon as he gets away from the cameras? He takes his mask off. And he's done that repeatedly and on camera. When he thinks the camera's off, he's taken off his mask many, many, many times. Do as I say, not as I do, you plebeians. Next, this is from Twitter at Matt Walsh blog. He says, and he shows a picture, it's a video of people in the street dancing, having a good old time, protesting. Matt Walsh says, but remember, it's still too dangerous to go to school or to church. There's an entire state that has shut every church down in their state. And I don't know if it's still, I'm not going to mention it right now because I don't know if it's still this week, but last week, even home churches were shut down. You couldn't get together. But if you want to dance in the street and protest Trump, yeah, Have at it. What a mess. Also from the Blaze, GOP rep introduces resolution demanding that the Democratic Party change its name or be barred from the House over past support of slavery and the Confederacy. Beating them at their own game. Now that one is fun. Do you ever want to imagine a wonderful world? Well, this is a nice world. This is a Twitter from @NobodyLikesLee. And she says this, bro, imagine if we all just started ignoring celebrities. That's a world I want to live in. That's change I can believe in. I don't know who to give credit for this meme. It's Taylor Swift. She makes millions singing about her crappy choice of men, endorses Joe Biden. @BellaMaria1776 says, remember the panic when you couldn't find toilet paper? Wait until you can't find a police officer. Could you imagine not being able to find a police officer? What would these people would do in our streets? Yeah, bad. Hey, we're going to end with one here from James Woods. There's a bad word in here. I'm sorry. Somebody got mad at me the other day on here because I said the word balls. In the middle of a season when our country is getting burned to the ground in some areas of our country, all this strife and things that are going on, we're in the middle of a pandemic and all this stuff, and I talked about a cop that had some balls, enough balls to stand up for his community, and there was a Karen went nuts on me down in the comment section because I said foul language. This is a family-friendly channel. It always has been. And when I saw this from James Wood, I knew I wanted to share it with y'all. But hey, if you're a Karen, get out your keyboard, let her rip. AOC was talking about, in her own district, New York City, talking about all of the crime that has blown up. Just the other day, she said this, speaking about the increased NYC crime rate. This is AOC. Maybe this has to do with the fact that people aren't paying their rent and are scared to pay their rent, and so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money, so they feel like they need to either shoplift some bread or go hungry. I love that the left, it's the first thing they do, straight to the children. People are rioting in your streets, AOC, this is your district, and you go straight to the children. They're scared, into the feelings. They're scared to pay their rent, and they've got to go shoplift some bread. James Woods, who's a national treasure, says this. Say whatever you want about James Woods. He is fantastic, some of his responses to these politicians. James Woods says this, back to AOC. 64 shootings in one weekend. That's some bitchin' bread they have in NYC. I love that somebody is standing up to these politicians because it's an absolute mess out there. I don't know how to pick this one up without bad trigger discipline because it's right there. I don't really know how to do this. Hey, to anybody that is against us, the Constitution, the United States, these United States that I love, our way of life, the fabric of who we are as a people, our freedoms, and the Constitution, which protects us from having those freedoms taken away by a tyrannical government, including my favorite, the Second Amendment, to all of those folks that are against us and our way of life, from my cold, dead, two little fingers. Thanks for stopping by. See y'all next week. Bye.